I sit quietly in the secret place of the Most High. In the stillness of my mind, I declare with feeling and certainty I have won the lottery 8 times. I repeat these words, not as a beggar pleading for favor, but as a creator, calmly and deliberately fashioning reality. What I claim inwardly with faith and persistence becomes my outer world. It is not the repetition alone that holds power, it is the feeling stirred within me as I say it. Each time the words leave my lips, they awaken a deeper knowing, a greater conviction that it is already done. I close my eyes and imagine the joy, the wonder, the gratitude that floods my being. I feel the weight of the checks in my hands. I hear the excited conversations. I sense the newness of my life. My senses, though closed to the world without, are alive to the world within. I do not look for evidence in the world of facts. I create the evidence in the workshop of my imagination. Repeating these words, I impress my subconscious mind with the new law that I am the one who wins and wins again. The outer world bends to the inner speech I sustain. I persist even when nothing seems to change, for I know the seed must gestate before the harvest appears. I do not dig it up in doubt. I water it with praise and expectation. I speak it to myself, not to convince the world, but to convince the only one who must believe, myself. I have won the lottery 8 times. I have won the lottery 8 times. Each repetition plants the image deeper until it springs up naturally and effortlessly. It is no different from any other creation. What I accept as true becomes flesh. The riches of the unseen world flow to me now, drawn by the magnetic force of my assumption. I do not strain or struggle. I yield to the certainty of it. I walk as the one who has already received. I talk as the one who already holds the prize. I think from the end, not toward it. In my mind, the celebration has already taken place, the news has already broken, the miracles have already unfolded. I win because I have already won in the depths of my being. I win because I have made the invisible real within myself. I win because I dare to persist when others falter. I win because I have mastered the only true lottery, the lottery of consciousness. What I claim and sustain within must express itself without. It is law, it is truth, it is the way of the awakened soul. I remain faithful to the unseen reality that I have crafted within myself. Though the senses may scream for evidence, though reason may argue and logic may oppose, I stand unwavering. I do not live by appearances. I live by the vision I have conceived and nurtured within. Every word I utter, every feeling I cultivate, weaves itself into the tapestry of my outer life. I have won the lottery 8 times. This is no mere wish, no fleeting hope. It is my truth, my knowing, my experience unfolding from the depth of being into the world of form. Answers that arise to me in the mind's silent moments when the mind is still and the heart is open. I hear the sound of congratulations, the laughter of joy, the music of fulfilled dreams. I smell the crisp paper of newly printed checks. I see the vivid images of abundance streaming into every corner of my life. I do not simply say the words, I feel them. I breathe life into them. I make them real in the only place that matters, my own consciousness. Every time I repeat, I have won the lottery 8 times. I am not begging some distant power to grant me a favor. I am awakening within myself the power that has always been mine. I am stirring the divine imagination into action. For the universe is not outside of me, it is within me, responding faithfully and perfectly to the patterns I impress upon it. I am not deceived by time. Time is the servant of my assumption. Though in the world of men there may be hours, days, even years between seed and fruit, I know that in the higher law, the moment I claim a thing as mine and live from that reality, it is already accomplished. Delay is only the interval required to prepare the stage of the outer world for the inner decree. I wait with joyous expectation, not with anxious impatience. I know that what I have assumed is already mine in the timeless realm. and shall surely find expression. I do not concern myself with how the path shall unfold. The how is not my work. My work is the claiming, the assuming, the living inwardly from the end. Infinite intelligence, the creative power that brought worlds into being, arranges all things perfectly once I move in faith. I am the cause. The world is the effect. I do not chase effects. I change causes within myself, and the world must obey. The words I repeat are seeds. They carry within them the full blueprint of fulfillment. I do not dig up the seed to check its progress. I trust the process. I know that every repetition, when saturated with feeling, presses the seed deeper into the fertile soil of my subconscious mind, where it must grow and bear fruit. I have won the lottery 8 times. I live from the joy of that truth. I breathe from the confidence of that reality. I move in the certainty of that possession. I am not concerned with appearances. I know that the old must wither as the new takes root. If doubt creeps in, I return gently, without self-condemnation, to the inner speech that is shaping my world. I do not argue with appearances. I do not wrestle with circumstances. I withdraw my attention from what I do not desire, and I lavish my attention upon the feeling of my wish fulfilled. The world without is a mirror, nothing more. It reflects faithfully the beliefs I hold within. If I wish to see a new reflection, I must first change the image I project. I project the image of a man, a woman, who has won the lottery 8 times. I live as that being. I think from that end. I rejoice in that accomplishment. And as surely as night follows day, the world reshapes itself to mirror my inner change. I have trained my inner ear to hear only that which uplifts, only that which confirms my assumption. I do not give voice to fear. I do not speak of obstacles. I do not indulge in conversations that deny my power. Every word, every thought, every feeling must serve the vision I have claimed. Discipline is joy, for it secures the manifestation of my desire. When doubt arises, I do not fight it. I transcend it. I return to the truth. I have won the lottery 8 times. I feel it with all the vividness of imagination. I taste it. I touch it. I live in it. The senses may argue, but I have made my choice. I have chosen to believe in the unseen over the seen, the real over the shadow. It's brilliant. Imagination is the only reality. What I imagine with faith becomes substance. What I persist in assuming must harden into fact. There is no power outside of consciousness. I and my assumption are one. I and my belief are inseparable. As I sustain the inner reality, the outer world must comply. I hold steadfast to the feeling of abundance. I make it my dwelling place. I do not visit it occasionally. I live there permanently. I refuse to allow fleeting emotions to uproot the deep conviction I have planted. I guard my mind as a sacred garden. Only that which serves my vision is allowed to take root. I understand now that reality is malleable. It bends to the consciousness that sustains it. What the world calls luck, I know as law. What the world sees as chance, I see as certainty. I am not tossed by winds of fortune. I am the master of my fate, the captain of my soul. Each time I repeat the sacred words, I have won the lottery 8 times. I am tuning my inner vibration to the frequency of abundance. I am aligning myself with the infinite source that knows no lack. I am bathing my consciousness in the light of certainty. I know that money is but one form of energy, and energy responds perfectly to consciousness. I have magnetized wealth to me by the sheer power of my assumption. I need not chase it. I need not strive for it. I attract it naturally, effortlessly, as the sun draws forth the flowers from the earth. I celebrate in advance. I give thanks for what the world has not yet seen, but what I have already received within. Gratitude is the song I sing as I walk through the invisible corridors of fulfilled dreams. I know that gratitude precedes the gift, not merely follows it. I give thanks before the manifestation, and by so doing I hasten its appearance. I live in a state of joyous expectancy. Every moment I feel the thrill of fulfilled desire. Every breath I draw in the fragrance of success. Every heartbeat echoes the rhythm of abundance. I am no longer waiting, I am receiving. I am no longer hoping, I am knowing. The power that brought me this victory is not in the ticket, nor in the numbers, nor in the events of the outer world. It is in me. It has always been in me. It is the creative spirit that slumbers within every man, every woman, waiting only to be awakened by faith and imagination. I have awakened it. I have stirred it into action. I have harnessed it by the deliberate assumption of the wish fulfilled. I walk in dominion over my world because I have mastered the only true battle, the battle within. I rest now, not in idleness, but in confident assurance. The work is done in consciousness. The fruits must appear. I have won the lottery 8 times. I repeat it not to convince, but to affirm, to deepen, to engrave it upon the subconscious mind so deeply that no contrary thought can uproot it. I am persistent in my inner speech. I am tireless in my inner vision. I am unwavering in my inner knowing. I do not measure progress by outer signs. I measure it by the feeling of accomplishment within, and the feeling grows stronger every day, every hour, every moment. I know that as I change within, the world must change without. It is law. It is inevitable. It is unbreakable. The same power that governs the stars, that orders the seasons, that shapes the oceans, responds to the least movement of my conscious assumption. I marvel at the simplicity of the truth. I rejoice in its perfection. I have won the lottery 8 times. It is done. It is finished. It is sealed in the secret place of my heart. The world shall declare it in due season, for the world can only echo what I have shouted in the silence. I continue to dwell in the feeling of success. I continue to rejoice as one who has received. I continue to live from the end, knowing that the bridge of incidents must arise to carry me effortlessly to the fulfillment of my assumption. I trust the unseen hand that guides all things with wisdom beyond comprehension. I trust the divine intelligence that knows exactly how to bring my vision into the light of day. I do not meddle. I do not interfere. I simply remain faithful to the vision. And every morning, every night, every quiet moment, I return to the sacred words. Alive with meaning, vibrant with certainty, I have won the lottery 8 times. I feel it, I see it, I live it, I breathe it, I am it. This is my truth, this is my reality, this is the law of my being. I carry this truth with me wherever I go. It walks with me into every room, it sleeps beside me through every night, it sings in the chambers of my soul. I have won the lottery 8 times. I do not merely say it, I embody it. I let it saturate my mind, my emotions, my entire being, until there is no room for anything else. I do not plead with reality, I command it. By assuming the feeling of my wish fulfilled, I know that assumption persisted in becomes fact. It is not a matter of chance, but of law, immutable, unbreakable, divine. The more I speak these words, the more I feel the power gathering within me. I do not concern myself with outer conditions. I no longer ask when or how. Those questions belong to the old man, the man of doubt, the man of fear. I have put off that old self and clothed myself in a new identity. The man who has already succeeded, the one who has already received. I do not strive to make things happen. I accept that they are already so, and in that acceptance I rest. I move through the world in quiet confidence. I no longer react to appearances. I act from my inner knowing. I am not disturbed by the temporary movements of shadow and light in the outer world. They are the reflection, not the cause. The cause is within me, and it is steadfast. I nurture the feeling of my success as a mother nurtures her child. I guard it from the winds of doubt and the cold of fear. I protect it from the chatter of the world and the noise of circumstance. I know what I have planted, and I know that it must come to harvest. The feeling of fulfillment is my constant companion. I feel the thrill of victory running through my veins. I walk taller, I speak with authority, I radiate the certainty of one who knows his place in the divine order. The world cannot help but yield to the force of my inner conviction. It is drawn to me irresistibly, as surely as the river finds its way to the sea. Every time I say the words, I renew the covenant with myself, I have won the lottery 8 times. I taste the sweetness of success on my lips. I feel the crisp weight of the winnings in my hands. I hear the joyful announcements, the laughter, the astonishment of those who see what my inner vision has already known. I am unmoved by the opinions of others, whether they doubt or believe. My faith is sufficient. My knowing is complete. I have mastered the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I have disciplined my mind to dwell only on that which I desire. I have trained my heart to sing only the songs of victory. I do not entertain lesser thoughts. I do not allow fear to find a home in me. I stand guard at the gates of my mind and allow entry only to those thoughts that serve my highest vision. Every challenge that arises is an opportunity to deepen my faith. Every seeming delay is a chance to strengthen my inner conviction. I do not waver, I do not falter, I press on, knowing that the end is certain because it has already been accomplished within. I persist until the inner reality becomes the outer fact. I am relentless in my assumption. I am unwavering in my belief. I am victorious in my consciousness and therefore victorious in the world. The power that shapes worlds bends itself to my sustained assumption. It is not arrogance to claim what is mine by divine right. It is obedience to the truth of my being. I am not waiting for permission. I am not hoping for luck. I am commanding reality by the authority of consciousness itself. I have won the lottery 8 times, and the world must arrange itself to reflect my inner decree. I trust the creative process completely. I know that the seed contains within it the blueprint of the mighty oak. I know that the spoken word, when charged with feeling and belief, carries within it the full pattern of manifestation. I speak with power, I feel with certainty, I act from faith. I live in the end, and because I live in the end lives in me, and must reveal itself in the world of form. I give no thought of obstacles. I give no energy to doubts. I dwell only on the finished vision. I have already received. I have already accomplished. I have already succeeded. The law is simple. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live from that state, and all things necessary for the fulfillment of that assumption will flow to you in perfect order. I know that money is but a symbol, a shadow of the true wealth that resides within consciousness itself. By mastering my inner world, I master the outer world. By feeling rich within, I draw riches without. By claiming abundance within, I magnetize abundance without. The world is plastic to my touch. Reality is clay in the hands of the potter that is my imagination. Each day, I immerse myself deeper in the feeling of already having won. I rehearse my triumph in the theater of my mind. I celebrate my victories in the sanctuary of my heart. I give thanks for what is already mine. I bless the unfolding path, knowing that each step is guided by infinite wisdom and love. I do not rush. I do not hurry. I do not doubt. I move in rhythm with divine timing, trusting that all things unfold in perfect season. I have won the lottery 8 times. The joy of it bubbles up from within me. The certainty of it shines from my eyes. The strength of it anchors my every thought, word, and deed. I have made my inner world a garden of fulfilled dreams. I weed out every stray thought of fear or limitation. I water my vision with faith and gratitude. I tend the soil of my mind with love and discipline. I know that as I nurture the unseen, the seen must blossom in beauty and abundance. I am the master of assumption. I am the builder of my fate. I am the creator of my world. Every thought I think, every word I speak, every emotion I nurture is a stone laid in the edifice of my destiny. I build with precision, I build with care, I build with unwavering faith. I have won the lottery 8 times. It is not coming, it is not becoming, it is now, here, real, true. I move through life as one who has received the crown, the prize, the victory. I am humble in my knowing, for I understand that this power is not personal but universal. It flows through all who dare to believe, to assume, to persist. I am no longer at the mercy of appearances. I am no longer tossed by the storms of circumstance. I have anchored myself in the rock of inner certainty. I have moored my soul to the truth of my fulfilled desire. The winds may blow, the tides may rise, but I remain unmoved, for my foundation is the Word made flesh within me. I rejoice in the invisible before it becomes visible. I dance to the music of fulfilled dreams before the world hears the tune. I live in the reality of my assumption before it bursts forth into sight. I am faithful to the unseen, knowing that it is the unseen that gives birth to the seen. I am a living testament to the power of assumption. I am proof of the law fulfilled. I walk as the living embodiment of my inner speech. I have won the lottery 8 times. It is sealed in my heart. It is alive in my soul. It is written in the invisible, and therefore it must manifest in the visible. I need no signs to believe. I believe, and the signs follow. I do not seek proof. I am the proof. I do not demand evidence. I am the evidence. My life is the unfolding revelation of my sustained assumption. I breathe in faith. I breathe out certainty. I live in the atmosphere of fulfilled dreams. I feast on the bread of accomplished desire. I drink from the cup of answered prayers. I walk in the sunlight of realized visions. I have won the lottery 8 times. My mind sings it, my heart beats it, my soul radiates it. It is the atmosphere I move in, the air I breathe, the ground I walk upon. I am one with my assumption. I am one with my fulfilled desire. I am one with the creative power of the universe itself. And so I continue to repeat the words, not out of desperation, but out of joyous recognition of the truth. I have won the lottery 8 times. I have stepped into the life I have imagined. I have claimed my place among the victors. I have awakened to the power within me, and that power is infinite, unstoppable, eternal. I dwell continually in the atmosphere of success. I saturate my being with the feeling of certainty. I let no idle thought lead me astray, for I know the value of disciplined imagination. I have won the lottery 8 times. It is not a future hope, it is my living present. My inner world is so vivid, so alive, that the outer world cannot help but conform to its image. What I see inside with the eyes of spirit, the world must eventually behold with the eyes of flesh. I am steadfast. I do not shift with the tides of popular opinion. I do not seek confirmation from others. I do not require agreement to fortify my belief. My agreement is with the divine power within me, and it is unbreakable. I have made my covenant with fulfillment, and it stands eternal. I have won the lottery 8 times. My claim is righteous, and my faith is the bridge that leads from the unseen to the seen. Every step I take is ordered by the conviction of my assumption. Every choice I make is made from the awareness of my victory. I no longer ask, can it happen? I know it has happened. I no longer question, is it possible? I know it is finished. The completed end is the beginning of all my thoughts. I act from the mountaintop, not from the valley. I speak from the fulfillment, not from the yearning. I breathe in the air of certainty. I walk in the fields of accomplishment. I swim in the oceans of abundance. Everywhere I look within, I see the shining evidence of my fulfilled desire. My imagination is not a place of idle dreams. It is the workshop of reality itself. What I fashion there, with faith and feeling, must take form in the world of experience. Now that life is not happening to me, it is happening through me. I am the operant power. I am the living witness of the creative force in motion. As I sustain the vision within, the vision sustains me without. I no longer lean on the crutch of circumstance. I lean on the everlasting arms of imagination and faith. I have won the lottery 8 times, and that truth holds me steady in the midst of all appearances to the contrary. Each repetition of these words chisels the truth deeper into the bedrock of my being. I have won the lottery 8 times. I do not simply wish it, I assume it. I do not merely hope it, I know it. This assumption draws into my world all things necessary for its fulfillment. People, events, circumstances, ideas, all flow to me effortlessly, perfectly, inevitably. I do not chase outcomes, I do not struggle against the tide, I flow with the current of my conviction. I rest in the assurance that what I have accepted within must unfold without. The law cannot be broken. The creative word cannot return void. My assumption is the word spoken, and the world must obey its command. I have mastered the inner conversation. I hear only the words of accomplishment. I speak only the words of fulfillment. I silence the voices of fear and doubt with the roaring affirmation of my success. I have won the lottery 8 times. Every cell of my body vibrates with this truth. Every fiber of my being resonates with this knowing. There is no power outside of my consciousness. There is no force greater than my assumption. The world is but a mirror, and I have changed the face I present to it. I have seen myself victorious, abundant, joyous, fulfilled, and the mirror must now show that image. It is not a matter of if, but when, and even the when is certain, for I live in the end and know that all things are now unfolding perfectly. I understand the sacred rhythm of creation. I know the cycles of seed, time, and harvest. I am patient, not because I lack faith, but because my faith is complete. I do not dig up the seed in anxiety. I water it with assurance. I nourish it with gratitude. I bask in the certainty of its growth. The harvest is guaranteed. I have transcended the realm of appearances. I no longer respond to the outer world with fear or doubt. I act upon the inner world with faith and joy. My reactions are rooted in the reality I have chosen within, not the circumstances that present themselves without. I am no longer a slave to appearances. I am the master of assumption. I celebrate in the secret place. I dance in the chambers of my heart. I rejoice in the unseen fields of victory. I know that what is sown in the invisible shall be reaped in the visible. I am steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of assumption. I have won the lottery 8 times, and no power on earth can take this truth from me. Every word I speak is the living seed. Every thought I think is a blueprint for creation. Every feeling I nurture is a call to the unseen forces of life to take shape and form. I speak life, I think abundance, I feel fulfillment. My whole being is aligned with the reality of my success. Written, I am the author of my destiny. I write with the ink of imagination and the pen of feeling. I script the story of my life with deliberate joy. I do not hand the pen to circumstances, to others, to fears. I hold it firmly in my own hand, and I write the story of a life overflowing with abundance, joy, and accomplishment. I live from the wish fulfilled. I do not visit it as a traveler, I reside in it as a citizen. I have taken up permanent habitation in the land of answered prayers. I wake each day with gratitude for what already is. I walk each moment in the assurance of possession. I have trained my inner eyes to see what the outer eyes cannot yet behold. I have tuned my inner ears to hear the song of fulfillment before it is sung in the world. I have conditioned my heart to feel the triumph before the world declares it. I have aligned my entire being with the end I have chosen. Nothing can deter me, no setback can move me, no delay can discourage me. I have seen the end, and it is glorious. I have seen the end, and it is certain. I have seen the end, and it is mine. The repetition of my sacred decree deepens the channel through which the power of creation flows. I have won the lottery 8 times. I feel it deeper each time I say it. I embody it more fully with every breath. I claim it more powerfully with every heartbeat. I am not seeking a miracle, I am living a miracle. I am not waiting for the extraordinary, I am the extraordinary made manifest. I am not hoping for a sign, I am the sign. I live in the vibration of answered prayer. I move in the frequency of fulfilled dreams. I dwell in the state of accomplished desire. The world must reflect back to me what I have sustained within. I rest in the assurance of divine faithfulness. I trust the creative process implicitly. I know that what I have assumed is marching toward me with the certainty of the rising sun. Every breath I take brings me closer to the full manifestation of what I already possess within. I do not chase signs, but signs follow me. I do not seek validation, but validation springs up all around me. I do not demand proof, for I am the proof of the power of assumption. I walk as one who has received. I talk as one who has received. I think as one who has received. I feel as one who has received. I live in the atmosphere of fulfilled dreams. I have won the lottery 8 times. It is not a distant hope, but a living reality. It is not a wish, but a certainty. It is not a dream, but a fact. And I live in it now, fully, joyfully, completely. I have mastered the secret place of the Most High within myself. I have entered the holy sanctuary of fulfilled desire. I have touched the eternal, and the eternal has touched me. My imagination is the womb of creation. My feeling is the power that breathes life into form. My assumption is the hand that shapes destiny. I am faithful to the unseen. I am loyal to the vision. I am steadfast in my belief, and the world must conform to the decree of the heart that believes without wavering. I have won the lottery 8 times. I have assumed it, I have lived it, I have breathed it, I have become it. And because I am it, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to me, pressed down, shaken together, and running over in perfect and magnificent fulfillment. And so I stand here, not as one who hopes, but as one who knows. I rest in the fullness of my assumption, unshaken, undisturbed, unwavering. I have won the lottery 8 times, and this truth echoes through every chamber of my being. I have claimed it, I have lived it, and now I witness it. The power that formed the worlds answers to my sustained feeling of fulfillment. I need not strive, I need only to be. For in the being, all is done. In the knowing, all is accomplished. In the feeling, all is fulfilled. When you find yourself in a place of worry, in a space where the weight of uncertainty feels unbearable, remember that worry is but an illusion. It is a belief in something outside of you, something external, that you think can threaten your peace or your success. But I tell you this, you are the creator of your reality. You are not bound by the limitations of the world around you. The power to change your circumstances lies within you, and it lies in your ability to believe. When you truly understand that the universe is constantly responding to your thoughts, your words, and your beliefs, you begin to see that what you fear and what you worry about are mere reflections of your inner state. You are the architect of your experiences. Your imagination is the blueprint. Whatever you choose to envision with feeling, with certainty, that is what will come to pass. The key is trust that the solution is already there. It is already formed. You do not need to see it in front of you for it to exist. It is already unfolding in the unseen world, ready to manifest. Your job is to believe that it is done. Let go of the worry that clouds your mind, for it serves only to create more of what you do not desire. Instead, shift your focus, shift your belief, and know with every fiber of your being that the answer is already in motion. When you learn to surrender your need to control every detail, to fix everything with your limited understanding, you open the door to the divine intelligence within you, the intelligence that knows no boundaries and sees no impossibility. This intelligence works in perfect harmony, and when you trust it, you allow it to lead you to your desired outcome. Each moment is an opportunity to realign yourself with what you wish to create. Every thought, every feeling is an invitation to choose peace over worry, faith over fear. By aligning with the feeling of already having what you desire, you are making space for it to come to you effortlessly. Do not look for signs of the solution in the physical world. The world of form will always lag behind the world of thought. What is created within your mind first will soon be revealed in the world around you. This is the law of creation. What you believe, you will see. And what you do not believe, you will not perceive. The more you worry, the more you call into existence the very things you fear. But the more you trust, the more you allow the universe to work on your behalf, without resistance, without doubt. In this moment, choose to stop looking for external evidence of your problems. Instead, look within. Know that the universe is responding to your inner state of being. If you believe that God, or the divine intelligence that created you, has already solved the situation for you, then it is done. You must remember, you are not separate from the source that brought you into being. You are an extension of that infinite power, and as such you are not helpless. You are not abandoned. You are not left to fight your battles alone. The divine is with you, guiding you every step of the way. All you need to do is trust, release the worry, and believe in the unseen forces working on your behalf. As you align your thoughts with the certainty of your desired outcome, you will begin to see it unfold before you. The universe will respond to your inner knowing, and what seemed impossible will now be possible. Do not let doubt or fear stand in your way. Your trust in the unseen is the key that unlocks the door to your desires. Let go of the worry, for it is unnecessary. God, the divine intelligence, has already solved it for you, and all that remains is for you to allow it to come to you. Trust in this divine process. Trust that it is already done, and watch as your world shifts in perfect alignment with your belief. As you sit in silence, you might begin to notice the inner chatter, the worries that appear uninvited, that fill your mind with doubts and uncertainties. It may seem like you're trapped in a cycle of anxiety, where the more you think about a problem, the more it grows. But let me remind you that this is the nature of the mind. It amplifies what you give it attention. The key then is to shift your attention, to guide your focus back to the one thing that holds the power to transform any situation: your belief. You are a conscious creator. This isn't just a philosophical statement or a motivational slogan, it is a fundamental truth. The reality you experience is shaped by your inner world, your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. If you can change the way you perceive a situation, you can change the experience of it. The moment you decide to believe that God, the source, or the infinite intelligence that surrounds and permeates everything, has already resolved your issue, you enter into the flow of creation. This is not a matter of forcing things to happen or struggling to make them come into being. This is the power of allowing. Allowing yourself to believe that the divine has already taken care of everything for you. You are not a passive bystander in your own life, waiting for some external force to intervene. You are an active participant, and your faith, your trust, your belief in the unseen workings of the universe is what will manifest the solution. We live in a world where we are conditioned to seek immediate results, to look for signs, to measure progress with our senses. But the truth is, the most important changes occur in the unseen, in the realm of thought, imagination, and faith. When you feel anxiety or worry arise, it is simply a sign that you have momentarily forgotten this truth. You have momentarily chosen to focus on what you lack, rather than what you have. You have chosen to give power to the problem, rather than the solution. The solution is already within you. It is not something that is coming from outside of you. It is not something that requires effort or struggle. It requires faith. It requires a willingness to trust in what you cannot yet see. For what is unseen is just as real, just as powerful as what is visible. Your desires, your dreams, your solutions, they are already formed in the invisible world, and it is only a matter of time before they become visible to your physical senses. Think of the seed planted in the ground. You cannot see the roots growing, nor can you see the sprout pushing its way through the soil. But it is happening. It is happening because the seed has the potential within it to grow, and the earth has the ability to nurture it. Similarly, your desires are like seeds, and the universe, the divine intelligence, is the earth that nurtures them. You do not need to watch and worry over the seed. You need only to trust in the process and know that in time it will sprout, it will grow, and it will bear fruit. Worry is a form of resistance. It is your mind's attempt to control the outcome, to grasp at solutions that have not yet come into form. But the more you try to force something, the more you push it away. This is the paradox of creation. You cannot manifest from a place of tension, from a place of resistance. The energy of worry only creates more of what you do not want. It clouds your mind and fills your heart with doubt. But when you release the need to control, when you step into trust, the universe flows to you effortlessly, as it was always meant to. It's important to remember that you are not alone in this process. You are never abandoned, never left to struggle in isolation. There is an intelligence greater than your own mind at work in the universe, a power that sees the beginning and the end of all things. This power is working on your behalf, behind the scenes, aligning people, circumstances, and opportunities to bring about the perfect solution for you. Your role is not to make it happen, but to trust that it already has. Your role is to believe that the solution is already in place, even before you can see it. As you begin to shift your focus from worry to trust, you may notice a sense of peace begin to settle in. This peace is the result of releasing control and surrendering to the divine intelligence that is always at work. When you feel at peace, you are in alignment with the flow of abundance and solutions. It is like stepping into a river and letting the current carry you, knowing that it will take you to where you need to go. The more you resist the current, the harder it becomes to move. But when you relax, when you trust, the journey becomes effortless. Your thoughts, your imagination are not mere fantasies, they are powerful tools of creation. The thoughts you hold in your mind are not idle, they are setting in motion the forces that will shape your reality. So when you find yourself slipping into worry, remind yourself that what you focus on, you create. Shift your focus to the belief that everything is already resolved. Imagine the situation working out perfectly, as if it has already happened. Feel the relief, the gratitude, the joy of the solution already in place. In doing so, you are aligning your inner state with the divine order of the universe, and this alignment will manifest in your physical world. You see, the problem you face is not a reflection of some failure or inadequacy on your part. It is simply an opportunity for you to exercise your faith, to believe that all things work together for good. It is an opportunity to trust in the process, to trust that the universe is conspiring in your favor, even when you cannot see it. And the more you trust, the more you release the need for control, the more you allow the divine to work through you, the quicker the solution will appear. At times, the solution may come in ways that you do not expect, in forms that you did not anticipate. But this is the beauty of the process. When you trust in the unseen, you open yourself to receive in ways that your limited mind cannot conceive. The divine intelligence knows what is best for you, and it is always working on your behalf, guiding you, leading you to the path that will bring about your highest good. Your job is simply to trust and believe that it is already done. So when worry tries to creep in, when doubt begins to take hold, remind yourself of this truth: everything is already resolved. The answer is already in motion. Your part is to trust and believe. Let go of the need to know how it will happen, when it will happen, or what form it will take. Just know that it is already done. The universe is responding to your belief, and in time the solution will be made manifest. In the stillness of your mind, in the peace of your heart, you will feel the truth of this. You will feel the knowing that all is well, that the divine is always with you, guiding you and working to bring about the perfect resolution. Trust in this knowing, for it is the foundation upon which all manifestation is built. Remember that you are never alone, and you are always supported. The divine intelligence that governs the universe is always with you, always guiding you, always responding to your thoughts and beliefs. Your role is not to worry, not to doubt, but to trust. Trust that the solution is already here. Trust that it will unfold in perfect timing. Trust that God, the divine, sees your struggle and has already resolved it for you. Let go of the worry, release the fear, and allow yourself to walk in the certainty that everything is already taken care of. Trust in the divine process. Trust in yourself, and trust that the answers you seek are already on their way. When you think about the challenges you face, remember that every challenge is not a problem to be solved through worry, but an opportunity to strengthen your faith. You must understand that challenges are not indicators of something wrong or out of place. Instead, they are part of the divine order of life, pushing you towards a deeper realization of your own power, your own potential, and your connection to the infinite intelligence that governs all things. In every moment of uncertainty, in every moment of worry, you are presented with a choice to trust or to fear. Fear comes when you allow yourself to look only at the external world, where things appear out of your control. But trust comes when you look within, remembering that the universe, or whatever force you believe in, is always working on your behalf. You do not need to understand every detail of the process. You need only to trust that it is already done. Trust is the foundation upon which all manifestation is built, and when you trust, you allow the forces of the universe to work on your behalf without interference. The beauty of life lies in the unknown. It is in the unknown where your desires take shape, where solutions form, and where the divine begins to weave together the perfect circumstances to bring you what you need. This is a process that happens beyond your awareness, in the realm of the unseen. The moment you let go of trying to control everything, the universe steps in and begins to arrange things in ways you could not have predicted. Think of the way nature works. A seed is planted, and over time the seed grows. It does not worry about whether or not it will break through the soil. It simply grows, trusting that the conditions will be right for it to flourish. The seed does not try to force itself to sprout. It simply knows, on a deep level, that it is destined to do so. You, too, are like that seed. The desires within you, the things you wish to create and manifest, are already planted in your heart. They are already forming in the unseen, and all that is required of you is trust. Trust that the divine intelligence knows when and how to bring them into your life. Your life is not a series of random events, nor is it a series of challenges that you must endure alone. No, your life is a carefully orchestrated dance between you and the universe, a dance in which your thoughts and feelings are the lead. When you think thoughts of peace, of trust, of gratitude, you invite more of these experiences into your life. And when you think thoughts of worry and fear, you create the very things you do not want. The power is always in your hands. If you can simply shift your perception and embrace the understanding that everything is already resolved, that the universe is already working to bring about your highest good, you will feel a sense of relief wash over you. This relief comes because you are no longer resisting the flow of life. You are no longer trying to figure out how things will work out. Instead, you are allowing the universe to take care of the details, while you focus on trusting and believing that everything is coming together in perfect harmony. The moment you let go of worry is the moment you align yourself with the divine plan. Worry is a form of resistance to the natural flow of life. It is an unwillingness to trust that everything is working out for your good. But when you choose to trust, you choose to release that resistance. And in doing so, you open yourself up to receive the solutions, the blessings, the guidance that are already on their way to you. When you trust, you surrender to the knowing that the solution is already in place and that everything is unfolding in perfect divine timing. There is an immense power in your ability to surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means giving in to the flow of life. It means allowing the forces of the universe to work in perfect harmony with you, rather than against you. When you surrender, you no longer have to worry about the how or the when. You no longer have to stress over what will happen next. You simply trust that everything is moving toward your highest good. One of the most important things to remember when you are faced with a difficult situation is that you are not alone. You are never abandoned, never left to struggle on your own. There is a higher intelligence, the divine presence, that is always with you, guiding you every step of the way. It sees your pain, it knows your desires, and it is always working to bring you what you need. The more you trust in this intelligence, the more it can work through you to bring about the changes you desire. You must learn to pay attention to these subtle signals. These are the signs that God is working on your behalf. These are the moments when the universe is gently guiding you in the right direction. Trusting these signals is an important part of the process. The more you trust them, the more you will experience a deeper connection to the divine and a greater sense of alignment with your desires. It is easy to get caught up in the chaos of the world, to let the noise and confusion of everyday life drown out the still, quiet voice of divine guidance. But when you take the time to quiet your mind, to listen to the whispers of your heart, you will find that the answers you seek are already within you. You do not need to look outside of yourself for the solution. The solution is within you, and it is always available to you. You need only to trust that it is there and that it will come to you in the right time. This trust is not blind faith. It is the certainty that comes from knowing that you are an integral part of the divine plan. You are not separate from the source, you are one with it. And because you are one with it, everything that belongs to you will come to you in perfect time. This is a law of the universe, a law that cannot be broken. Everything that you need, everything that you desire, is already on its way to you. Your job is simply to trust and to allow. As you continue to walk this path of trust, you will begin to notice that the more you believe, the more the universe will respond to you. Opportunities will open up in unexpected ways. People will appear to help you along the way. Solutions will present themselves when you least expect them. And all of this will happen because you have chosen to trust. You have chosen to believe that the solution is already in motion. You must understand that your worry, your fear, only serves to slow down the manifestation process. It is like trying to walk forward while looking backward. The more you focus on the past, on past failures, on past mistakes, the more you hold yourself back. But when you focus on the present moment, on the belief that everything is already resolved, you align yourself with the flow of the universe, and everything begins to fall into place. There is no need to force the outcome. There is no need to chase after your desires. Your desires are already yours, and all you have to do is allow them to unfold. As you trust, as you believe, you will find that everything you need is already within your reach. It is simply waiting for you to recognize it, waiting for you to believe in its presence. The universe is always responding to your thoughts and beliefs. When you worry, you are sending out a signal of lack. But when you trust, you are sending out a signal of abundance. The universe cannot help but respond to the energy you are putting out into the world. Therefore, it is essential that you focus on trust, on faith, on knowing that everything is already taken care of. The moment you do this, you will begin to notice a shift in your reality, a shift that reflects the trust you have placed in the divine. Trust is the key to unlocking everything you desire. When you trust, you release the need to control. And when you release the need to control, the universe can work through you in ways that you could not have imagined. The solution to your problem is already in motion. You need only to trust that it is already done. Let go of the worry and allow the divine to do the work for you. Trusting in the divine plan means accepting that things may not always unfold in the way you expect. Sometimes the path may appear unclear, or the solution may seem to come from an unexpected direction. But this is where faith comes into play. Faith is the unwavering belief that what is meant for you is already on its way, regardless of the circumstances that surround you at the moment. You must accept that the universe knows far more than you can comprehend. The challenges you are facing today are often part of a bigger, grander plan that you may not yet see. What you perceive as obstacles are actually stepping stones that lead you toward a higher purpose. When you stop worrying and start trusting, you release the need to control the how and the when. The universe operates on divine timing, and its wisdom far exceeds our understanding. We often try to rush things because we think we know what is best for us, but by doing so we may block the very things that are already being set in motion. Trusting the timing of the universe means letting go of impatience and being patient in knowing that what is meant for you will come at the right time. The beauty of life is in its unfolding, and everything that has been planted within you will come to fruition in its perfect moment. In moments of doubt, remember that nothing is truly lost, and nothing is ever outside the realm of possibility. Life in its essence is a constant state of change. Every moment is an opportunity for transformation. There are no permanent failures, there are only lessons and opportunities to grow. When you trust in this process, you realize that the difficult situations you find yourself in are merely temporary, and they are serving to push you to evolve into a better version of yourself. You may not always understand the reason for your struggles, but with faith, you can trust that they are preparing you for something greater. When you learn to embrace the idea that challenges are not burdens, but invitations to grow, you begin to see the world through a completely different lens. There is an inherent peace that comes from knowing that you do not need to figure everything out. The weight of the world does not rest on your shoulders. You are co-creating your life with a power much greater than yourself. The universe is constantly supporting you, guiding you, and moving things around you to align with your highest good. The more you trust in this, the more you begin to see evidence of this in your life. You will notice synchronicities, signs, and moments of divine intervention that seem to happen at just the right time. This is not coincidence. This is the result of your trust in the universe's ability to work for you. The mind, when left unchecked, tends to focus on the negative. It seeks to anticipate the worst possible outcome and feeds into feelings of fear and worry. This is why it's important to actively practice trust. You must train your mind to think in alignment with your desires, not your fears. When you focus on trust, you shift your energy from one of lack to one of abundance. You begin to recognize that the universe is not withholding anything from you. Instead, it is always providing exactly what you need in the moment. Everything that you want is already available to you. It is merely a matter of trusting in its arrival and remaining open to receiving it. There is a profound strength that comes from knowing you are never alone in your struggles. You are connected to something greater than yourself. The universe or God, or whatever term you prefer, is with you in every moment. Every decision you make, every desire you hold, every challenge you face is guided by a force that is working for your benefit. When you trust in this connection, you understand that you are always supported. You are never without resources, even when it feels like you are. Your mind may tell you that you are in lack, but the truth is that everything you need is already within your reach. Your job is simply to trust that it will be revealed to you at the perfect time. Trust is not passive. It is an active practice that requires you to continuously choose to believe that everything will work out for you. It requires you to take inspired action, even when you are unsure of the next step. You do not need to know how things will unfold, but you do need to be open to the opportunities that will present themselves along the way. Trusting the process means following the signs, trusting your intuition, and taking the next step even when the entire path is not yet clear. The more you do this, the more you will see the way forward illuminated, and the more you will recognize the guidance that is constantly available to you. You must also understand that the process of trust requires a deep level of surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up, but rather letting go of the need to control the outcome. It is about releasing the grip that fear has on your mind and allowing life to unfold as it is meant to. When you hold on too tightly to the idea of how things should be, you prevent the universe from working its magic. The moment you let go and allow yourself to flow with life, you will begin to see things move with ease and grace. Surrendering is about trusting that the universe knows what you need better than you do, and it will provide it to you at the perfect moment. Trusting that God will solve your problems means surrendering your fear and embracing peace. It means stepping out of the cycle of worry and allowing yourself to rest in the assurance that all is well. You do not need to understand everything, nor do you need to predict the future. The universe or the divine already knows how to bring you everything you desire. You only need to hold the belief that it is already done and trust in the process. You might be wondering, what if it doesn't work out the way I think it should? The answer is simple: it doesn't need to. The way things unfold may be different than what you expected, but that does not mean it is any less perfect. The divine plan always knows what is best for you, and sometimes that means the solution is even better than what you originally envisioned. When you trust that the universe has your best interests at heart, you can release the need for specific outcomes and be open to receiving blessings in whatever form they may take. By trusting in the divine process, you also learn to trust yourself. You are a part of the divine intelligence, and you are capable of manifesting your desires. Trusting yourself means knowing that you have the strength, wisdom, and guidance within you to navigate any situation. It is about recognizing that the answers you seek are already within you, and by aligning your thoughts and actions with the truth of your inner power, you will naturally attract the circumstances, people, and resources that are aligned with your desires. In every moment, you are faced with a choice to worry or to trust. To worry is to believe that you are separate from the divine and that you must figure everything out on your own. But to trust is to believe that you are one with the divine, that you are supported by the universe, and that everything you need is already in motion. The more you practice trust, the more you will experience peace, clarity, and guidance. The more you trust, the more you will see that everything is always working out for your highest good. Let go of your worries, for they serve no purpose. Instead, choose to trust. Trust that God is working for you, that the universe is supporting you, and that everything you need is on its way. Trust that the challenges you face are only temporary, and that they are leading you to something greater. Trust that the solutions are already within you, and that they will reveal themselves when the time is right. When you trust, you open yourself to the abundant flow of the universe, and you allow life to unfold with grace and ease. In moments of uncertainty, remember that you are never alone. It is important to remind yourself that you are a co-creator with the universe, and the universe is always working on your behalf. When you take the time to pause and reflect, you can feel this deep connection, this sense of knowing that you are part of something much larger than yourself. Trusting in this connection means understanding that every step you take is supported by an invisible force that works to guide you toward your highest good. You are not here by accident, you are here on purpose. Everything in your life has a reason, and everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Sometimes when things don't go as planned, we begin to question our path, our decisions, or our worth. The mind can become overwhelmed with doubts and fears, but you must take a step back and remind yourself that your path is unfolding exactly as it is meant to. You don't need to control every outcome. You don't need to have every detail figured out in advance. The divine knows exactly what you need, and it will bring those things to you at the right moment. The more you trust, the more you open yourself to receiving what you have been waiting for. It's essential to accept that the universe, or God, works in ways that often defy human understanding. The plans that are set in motion for you may not always align with your initial expectations. There may be moments when you feel lost or confused, but that is part of the process. Trust is not about having a perfect understanding of every single step. It's about knowing that you are guided and protected. It is about releasing the need to control every outcome and allowing life to unfold in the way it is meant to. This surrender is where true peace is found. Trusting God to solve your problems requires a mindset shift. We often look at our challenges as problems to be fixed. But what if we started seeing them as opportunities for growth? Each challenge is a doorway, a path to something greater. The more you trust that every difficulty is leading you to a better place, the more you'll find yourself stepping forward with confidence, knowing that the universe is supporting you every step of the way. The pain or discomfort you feel now is temporary, and it will lead you to a new level of understanding and fulfillment. Imagine what your life could look like if you stopped worrying and embraced this trust wholeheartedly. Imagine waking up every day knowing that everything you need is already in motion. You would be able to approach your day with peace, clarity, and excitement rather than anxiety. You would not be afraid of setbacks because you would understand that they are simply a part of the process. You would see every challenge as a stepping stone, leading you toward greater wisdom and strength. This is what happens when you fully trust the process. Life becomes more effortless, more joyful, and more aligned with your true purpose. In the world we live in today, it's easy to become caught up in the rush and noise. We are bombarded with messages telling us to go faster, do more, and achieve more. This external pressure can sometimes cause us to lose sight of what really matters. It can lead to worry and stress, causing us to question if we are doing enough, if we are enough. But the truth is, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to have everything figured out. All you need to do is trust. Trust that you are already on the right path. Trust that the universe is aligning everything you need. Trust that you are enough, exactly as you are. Every time you choose to trust, you make space for miracles to happen. The more you trust, the more you will see the hand of the divine guiding you. You will begin to notice the signs, the synchronicities, and the moments when things fall into place effortlessly. These are not coincidences, they are the universe's way of showing you that you are on the right path. The more you trust, the more you will see how everything is interconnected. You will realize that there is no such thing as luck or chance. Everything is part of a divine design. There will be moments when fear creeps in, when doubt arises, when the mind tries to convince you that things are not going to work out. But in those moments you have the power to choose. You can choose to let the fear consume you, or you can choose to trust. When you choose trust, you step into a place of power. You are no longer at the mercy of your thoughts or the circumstances around you. You are in control, because you know that everything is already working in your favor. The more you practice trust, the easier it becomes. It is a muscle that you strengthen with each day, each moment that you choose to let go of worry. Trust becomes a natural part of your being. It becomes the lens through which you view the world. You begin to see everything as a sign, everything as an opportunity, and you begin to approach life with a sense of wonder and curiosity rather than fear and doubt. Your worries do not change the outcome. They do not speed up the process or make things happen faster. Worry only keeps you stuck, trapped in a cycle of uncertainty. But trust, on the other hand, opens you up to infinite possibilities. It allows the universe to work on your behalf and brings you closer to the life you have always desired. When you choose trust, you are choosing peace. You are choosing to release the burden of controlling everything and allowing the divine to take over. And in doing so, you are setting yourself free. Each day is an opportunity to practice trust. It doesn't matter how difficult things may seem or how long the road may appear. Trust is not about waiting for everything to be perfect. It's about choosing to believe that everything is already in motion. Trust is about knowing that you are exactly where you need to be and that everything is unfolding perfectly. It's about letting go of the need to have every answer and embracing the belief that the answers will come when the time is right. As you continue on this journey of trust, you will notice that things begin to change. Your perspective shifts and your reality starts to reflect your inner beliefs. The more you trust, the more you align yourself with the flow of the universe. You become a magnet for the things you desire, and the obstacles that once seemed insurmountable begin to melt away. Trust opens the door to endless possibilities. And when you walk through that door, you will discover a life that is full of joy, peace, and abundance, because you chose to trust. So in this moment, release your worries. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the fear that things won't work out. Trust that they will. Trust that the universe has a plan for you, and that everything you desire is already on its way. You don't need to know how it will come or when it will come. All you need to do is trust that it will. And when you do, you will find that life has a way of bringing you exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. When you stop worrying, you create space for the miraculous to occur. Worrying is a form of resistance. It is holding tightly to a belief that things cannot work out or that you are not worthy of the good that you desire. But when you release that resistance and allow yourself to trust, you align with the flow of the universe. You are in harmony with your desires, and the energy you send out returns to you multiplied. Trust is the key that unlocks the door to your manifestations. Trust is what allows you to step into your power and embrace your worthiness without hesitation. The journey of trusting in God, the universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, is not about blind faith without any action. It is about aligning your thoughts, words, and actions with your belief that everything is already working in your favor. Trust is not passive, it is active. It is about fully participating in the creation of your reality. It is about taking inspired action when you are led to do so, knowing that the universe is guiding you every step of the way. Trusting that the steps you take are exactly the ones that will lead you to where you need to be. When you find yourself in moments of doubt, when your mind wants to revert back to worry and fear, take a deep breath and pause. Take a moment to reconnect with your inner knowing. Remember that you are not alone in this journey. You are always supported. The universe works in mysterious ways, but it is always working for your highest good. Every challenge, every obstacle, every setback is not a punishment, but a lesson that is preparing you for the next level of your growth. You are being molded, shaped, and refined by the experiences that you go through. Trust that these experiences are necessary for your expansion, and trust that everything is working together for your benefit. When you surrender your worries and trust that things are happening as they should, you let go of the need to force or control the outcomes. The desire for control often stems from a place of fear, but fear is not your true nature. Love is, and when you operate from a place of love, you are able to release control and trust the process. You allow your dreams to unfold in their own time, trusting that they will come to fruition when the time is right. You stop forcing, stop pushing, and allow the energy of the universe to take care of the how and when. Remember, you are a powerful being. You are not a passive participant in the events of your life. You are the creator of your own reality. The moment you trust that everything is already being taken care of, you begin to see the world differently. You begin to notice the signs, the synchronicities, and the moments of alignment that confirm you are on the right path. Trusting allows you to recognize that there is a divine order to everything, even when things seem chaotic or uncertain. The power of trust is that it opens you to receive in ways that you never expected. Trust creates room for abundance to flow into your life in unexpected and miraculous ways. When you stop trying to control every aspect of your life, you allow the universe to surprise you, to show up in ways that you could never have anticipated. This is the beauty of trust. When you let go of worry, you release the barriers that prevent you from receiving your blessings. You create space for miracles to enter your life. You may have been taught that you need to work hard for everything you want, that you need to strive and struggle to get ahead. But the truth is that struggle is a product of fear. When you trust, you stop struggling. You stop chasing after things, and you begin to attract them effortlessly. The energy of the universe works on your behalf when you align yourself with trust. You begin to see how everything you need is already in motion, even when you cannot see it with your physical eyes. Trust means having faith that the unseen is just as real as the seen, and that your desires are already on their way to you, even if they haven't manifested yet. There is power in being still and knowing that everything is going to work out. There is power in releasing the urge to constantly strive, to constantly check and double check. Trusting means having the courage to let go and know that what is meant for you will find its way to you. The more you practice this trust, the more natural it becomes. You start to recognize the signs, the signals, and the intuitive nudges that guide you. You start to see how things align in perfect timing, even when it seems like everything is falling apart. It's not falling apart, it's falling into place. The road to trust is not always easy, especially when fear and doubt are loud voices in your mind. It takes courage to trust when the evidence around you suggests otherwise. But that is the moment when your trust is truly tested and strengthened. When you choose to trust despite the circumstances, you are choosing to honor your higher self, to align with the wisdom of the universe. Trust is not about waiting for things to look perfect. It is about knowing that everything is working out, even when you can't see the full picture. When you worry, you are closing off the very energy that can bring about your desires. Worry keeps you stuck in the past or focused on a potential future that hasn't even happened yet. Trust, on the other hand, anchors you in the present moment. It allows you to stand firm in the belief that everything you need is already being provided for you. Trust opens the door for you to move forward with confidence, knowing that every step you take is divinely guided. Every time you release worry and choose to trust, you are actively co-creating your life. You are stepping into your power and allowing the universe to work its magic on your behalf. You are creating space for miracles to unfold. And as you do this, you will begin to see how things start to shift. Opportunities will appear where there once were obstacles. The people you need will show up when you least expect them. The resources you require will come to you at the perfect moment. And all of this will happen because you made the choice to trust, to surrender, and to believe that everything is going to be okay. So whenever doubt creeps in, whenever the worry starts to consume you, remember, you don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to solve every problem. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. Trust that God, the universe, or the divine forces at work in your life are already working to bring you everything you desire. Your job is to trust, to surrender, and to allow. When you do this, you will find that life becomes easier, lighter, and more joyful. You will realize that the solutions to your problems are already in motion, and you simply need to allow them to unfold in their perfect time. Trust that everything will be solved, and know that you are always supported. When you live in a state of trust, you begin to notice how things align with your desires. The universe has a way of bringing you what you need when you let go of the fear and resistance that often accompany worry. This state of trust doesn't mean that challenges won't arise, in fact they will. But it means that you approach those challenges from a place of peace, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity for growth, an opportunity for transformation. You see, the essence of trust lies in knowing that all experiences, both the good and the difficult, are ultimately for your benefit. They are shaping you, molding you, and refining you into the person you are meant to become. When you embrace this truth, you can face life's challenges with a sense of calm, knowing that they are not obstacles to your progress, but stepping stones to your ultimate success. The key is to trust in the process. Trust that everything is unfolding as it should, and trust that the divine has your back. Trust also means letting go of the need to control how things unfold. Often we become attached to specific outcomes or timelines. We want things to happen in a certain way, and when they don't, we worry. But when you release the need to control, you open the door to infinite possibilities. The universe is not bound by the limitations of your mind. It has the ability to bring you what you desire in ways that are far beyond your imagination. Trusting means surrendering the how and the when, and allowing life to unfold in the most beautiful and miraculous way possible. This surrender doesn't mean that you sit idly by and wait for things to happen. Trust is not passive. It is an active state of being. It is knowing that you are aligned with your highest good and that everything you do is a reflection of that trust. When you trust, you take inspired action. You do not force or push, but you move forward with confidence and faith, knowing that you are being guided toward the right opportunities, the right people, and the right situations. Trusting means that you listen to your intuition, that you follow the nudges that come from within, and that you move forward with a sense of purpose, even if you don't know exactly where the path will lead. The act of trusting also frees you from the burden of stress and anxiety. Worry is a heavy weight to carry, and it is often a sign that you are trying to solve problems that are not meant to be solved yet. Trust allows you to release that weight, to take a step back, and to see things from a broader perspective. When you trust, you no longer feel the need to figure everything out on your own. You trust that help will arrive when you need it. You trust that the resources, the opportunities, and the support you require will come to you at the perfect time. Trusting also means trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, your decisions, and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Often we doubt ourselves and second-guess our choices, but trust is about embracing your inner wisdom and knowing that you are capable of navigating whatever challenges arise. You are more powerful than you realize, and when you trust in yourself, you tap into that power. You stop seeking approval or validation from others because you know that you are guided from within. It's important to remember that trust is not something that happens overnight. It is a practice, a way of being. The more you practice trust, the easier it becomes. Start by trusting in small things. Trust that the sun will rise tomorrow. Trust that you will find the answers you need. Trust that the universe is working in your favor. As you build your trust muscle, you will begin to see how it positively impacts all areas of your life. Relationships, finances, health, everything begins to flow more easily when you live in trust. Trust also involves having a deep sense of gratitude for where you are in life right now. When you trust, you can look at your current circumstances and appreciate the journey that has brought you to this point. You understand that every experience, every success, every failure, every twist and turn has been an essential part of your growth. Gratitude deepens your trust because it shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from fear to love. When you are grateful for what you have and trust that more is on its way, you are creating a vibration that attracts even more blessings into your life. As you begin to trust more deeply, you will notice that your life begins to reflect this shift. The worries that once consumed you will no longer have power over you. You will approach each day with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing that you are supported, that you are loved, and that everything is working out for you. The struggles will still come, but they will no longer feel overwhelming. Instead, you will see them as opportunities to grow, to expand, and to deepen your trust even further. When you truly trust, you allow yourself to receive. Many of us are so accustomed to giving, to doing, to solving problems that we forget how to receive. But receiving is just as important as giving. Trusting allows you to open your heart and your mind to the abundance that is already on its way to you. It allows you to accept the gifts and blessings that life has to offer, knowing that you deserve them. You are worthy of all the goodness that the universe has in store for you. You are not alone in this journey. The universe is constantly working on your behalf. There is a greater intelligence guiding you, supporting you, and loving you every step of the way. All you need to do is trust that it knows the way. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if it doesn't look the way you thought it would. Trust that every step you take is leading you to where you need to be. And above all, trust that you are always supported, always loved, and always guided. As you continue to practice trust, you will find that worry no longer has a place in your life. It will lose its grip on you, and you will find peace in knowing that everything is already working out. You are not just a passive observer in this process, you are an active participant. The power of trust lies within you, and as you tap into that power, you will begin to see how everything in your life begins to transform. Trust is the key to unlocking the miracles that await you. Trust that everything you desire is already on its way, and know that the best is yet to come. Trust is the foundation upon which a life of peace, abundance, and fulfillment is built. When you let go of worry and choose to trust in the divine flow of life, you open yourself to endless possibilities. By surrendering control and embracing the unknown, you align with a higher power that guides you toward your highest good. Trusting allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that everything is working in your favor, even in the face of challenges. It frees you from the burden of fear and stress, and it empowers you to step into the fullness of your potential. As you practice trust, you create a ripple effect in your life that transforms your relationships, your work, and your personal growth. You become a magnet for blessings, opportunities, and solutions, all because you trust that what you need will always be provided. Remember that the divine is always at work behind the scenes, orchestrating events and bringing people and circumstances into your life for your benefit. So the next time worry begins to creep in, remind yourself that you do not need to solve everything on your own. Trust that it will all unfold perfectly, at the right time, in the right way. You are never alone, and with trust in your heart, you will find peace in every moment and joy in the journey ahead. Keep trusting and watch as the universe delivers everything you have asked for and more.